This is Fat Walt Refugee. This is a what sold for the month of November. I had about 20 sales in November. It was rather slow because I had just come back from a vacation to Washington State, and so I had my store paused. All four of the stores paused, and sales were slow to pick up at the end of October after I got back. It took a while for the promoted listings to go forward. The first sale here was this Quicksilver flannel shirt. It's sort of a light blue with a black cross pattern. I got this at the Goodwill. I spent $4.19 on it. I sold it on an offer, I believe, for about $3.50, so I ended up losing money on this purchase. I got it in 2004, and I had it for maybe eight or 9 months, I believe, until it finally sold. Next, we have these Speedo competitive goggles. I got these at the treasure hunt store out of the bin. I believe I went there on the dollar day, and I had gone in the afternoon. It was fairly late in the day. Most of the bins had been cleared out, and I just found that sitting in with clothing, it was underneath something else, and it seemed like a couple people had picked it up and put it back down. It didn't seem like anyone was interested in it. I looked it up. Prices weren't great, but better than $1, so I went ahead and took it, and it went for $9.49. This was a set of player shirts for sports. I'm not too familiar with sports, but it's New York Giants. I got these and another pack, I think for the Patriots and some other team. I bought them off of a gentleman who I met on Facebook Marketplace. I had these since last year. I think it was maybe August last year that I purchased them. I'm not certain. August, maybe September. But they were sitting around for a very long time. I still have the other ones on my shelf. Brand new, in bag, sealed. Unfortunately, just no one was really interested in them. Probably the same reason why he was able to sell them to me. I don't know sports. Went for $8.50. I think I paid him about $4 for them. This was a Lego set that I found at the treasure hunt store. It was pretty banged up. It was in poor condition, but still sealed. None of the bits were sticking out. Shows here that I took it on an offer, but I'm not certain how much I paid for it. I may have gone on the $3 day, so this could have actually been a loss. Here we have an Under Armour shirt. I got this at the Goodwill, so I spent $1.99 on it. Sold it on an offer, so I also lost money on this sale. This one I had since sometime last year, so I was just sort of happy to be rid of it. Several of the items I've sold this year were previously on my sort of death pile. These Bees items came from the Wholesale Ninjas lot that I purchased in the middle of last year. I think it was around April that I made the purchase. After watching one of Lindy Glenn's videos, she seemed to talk at length about Wholesale Ninjas and how great they were, so I went ahead and took a chance, used the code. It did not work out. I'm still down about $70 or $80 on that purchase. There were many expired items, items that could not be lawfully sold, and then other items that just were never intended for sale. So lots of junk. But that was my experience. Your experience may be different, so that's what it may be. Here we have a Roundtree in York dress shirt. This is short sleeve. Most of the ones I pick up from Roundtree in New York were long sleeve, sort of office setting kind of attire. I found that the Roundtree shirts go for good price. This is what I based off most of my sales on last year was the York and Roundtree shirts. I ended up getting to the point where anytime I saw one in the store, I would just pick it up. I was purchasing these for $4.19 at the Goodwill, and most of them sold for $9 or more. Not great margins, but it got me started. This was a little puzzle game, sort of a card game for trivia. You know your African when. This sat in a drawer for several months. I was thinking I might keep it myself. Wasn't quite certain about that. I did just pay $1 for it at the treasure hunt store. I think it was $1. It may have been on a $3 day. I've been fairly good at keeping my records straight as to how much I spent on each item this year, but last year I was not doing a good job of keeping track of that. So there are many items in my inventory where I don't know if I went on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Sunday to purchase the item, and then quite often when I think about the items I'm selling from the treasure hunt store, my mind always latches on to things being $1, but I've typically paid more than that on other days. So quite a few of my listings I've probably lost money on simply because I'm selling them for far less than I actually paid for them. That's something I really need to work on. And this was another shirt that I got from the treasure hunt store. I got this on my first Friday at the store. They had a section with clothing. Normally on the Friday everything is $12 per item. They did have a section of clothing that was $8 per item. I believe I purchased 11 shirts. There were 10 Levi's and then one St. John shirt. Pretty much all of the items were sold. I think I've only got like 3 shirts left. Most of them sold to either France, Germany, or the UK. A couple went to people in the US, but mostly people overseas. And I did get good pricings on each of them. My initial sales were around $38 an item, and then later I marked them down to $27 to sort of move some of that product. But I did have very good sales off of these. And these were all extra large or big and tall men's shirts. So a good niche find. And I had them in yellow and red. This Pikachu plush toy, I actually purchased this in 2016 while I was working at a drugstore. I worked for about 12 years in retail pharmacy. But yeah, I got this during, it was the Pokemon Go craze. We had a little display at the front. Management showed up and said, you need to have a display with these. So we had these and some other items and battery chargers and such, and those little portable battery chargers and such. And I think they put fidget spinners on the shelf as well later. But I got this on discount after it had been heavily marked down, and the store was starting to move away from those kinds of sales. So I got this, I think, for about $3 or $4, and it just sold recently. So I was quite happy with that because I've had it forever in my closet. Here are some more Burt's Bees items. I had sold a set of 6 of the sort of like a salve or a lotion or something, and 2 of the packets were spoiled. I checked some of them, but not all of them. Unfortunately, some were spoiled, and those were returned to me. That was not this item in particular. These ones haven't had any returns. I believe, actually, I've sold all of these now. Here's another one from the Wholesale Ninjas. All of the Burt's Bees items came from the Wholesale Ninjas package. The price per item, my cost of goods, was $2.80 per item. So that would be $5.60. So I only made about $2.10 on that. Actually, not even that much because there's the platform fees. So most of the items I sold in the Wholesale Ninjas lot, because there's just so much competition, so much saturation with those items, I had to undersell everything, and I'm looking at still at a loss. Yes, these were the items that were spoiled. It was some of these, not this particular sale, but a previous sale. The first sale, someone I posted all 6, and someone came in and bought the entire lot. I was very pleased with that, and then they got it, and 2 were spoiled, so they sent them back. And then I managed to resell the ones that were still in good condition to other buyers. But I did lose out on the cost of the return shipping, and then of course marking off the spoiled items as an expense. Here we have an LL Bean sweater. I picked this up at the Goodwill, so it was $5.19. It's a nice lamb's wool, and it's got those nice thick toggle buttons at the top there. The ones with they look sort of like coffee beans or something with a split down the middle. Actually, no, more like walnuts, I suppose. But that's not important. They look like nuts. A very warm sweater. I tried it on for the day. It was very nice. I thought it would sell well, but ended up going on an offer for, what was it? What an offer for $9. So not a very good flip on that one. I did sell it maybe a bit before it got really cold out, so maybe if I'd waited a bit and held out, maybe I could have gotten a better deal on it. But I think I purchased it in August of this year, so it didn't sit around for too long. Let's see, these Wrangler jeans, I believe this was from the same Facebook Marketplace purchase that I got the New York Giants t-shirts from. It was the same gentleman. He had several jeans that he was selling in addition to the shirts. I think it was actually the jeans that I had contacted him to purchase, and then when he showed up, he showed me all the other items, and then after he talked about it a bit, I decided to buy everything, or almost everything. And there was also some golf shirts, some polo shirts that I purchased from him. But these, I think I gave him about $3 for these. They went for $8, didn't have to do an offer on that. But I had them on the shelf for so long, I did mark them down quite a bit to get them to go out. Let's see, these Bridgedale socks, these were an old Christmas gift I had received, maybe 2014, 2013. I got 2 packs of socks and several other items. They've been in my closet. I don't go through socks very often, so in fact, the socks I've got on right now have got holes in them, and they should probably get thrown out, but I just don't. I wear socks until they're truly dead. So these ones never got used. They just sat in the closet. I came across them, I think in October while I was cleaning out the closet, and listed them. I think they went for about $12 on offer. And then when I was packing them up, I came across another pair that I had forgotten to list. So I put that up in that place. It was a good sale. I also had some, I think during December's sales, I had some cycling foot covers that sort of attached to the pedals and to your ankles. And those went, I think, for about, maybe $20 or $30. That was a good sale. This St. John Bay flannel shirt, this was one that I got from the treasure store with those Levi's worker shirts, the yellow and the red ones. This was the 11th shirt that I have purchased. It's a 2XL. So I paid $8 for it. It went for $11.50, so I think I did lose money on that one. The Levi shirts did much better. When I got this one home and I looked it up, it didn't look as good as the Levi's as far as the pricing. And because everyone was digging through the bins at the time, I had to very quickly grab everything I could find. And after looking through the bins, I started to notice the sort of a pattern of the Levi's, and so I just grabbed them, and I was just running around the bins that first Friday and looking for this particular plaid patterns, and then just grabbing them, and that's how I ended up with like 11 items. Two of them still have security tags attached to them. I haven't been able to. I got several magnets and tried with the magnet, but the thing just won't come off. I think the magnet needs to be stronger than what I've got available. So I've still got two shirts that I just can't resell because they've got these security tags stuck on them, and they're the ones with the ink cartridge in them. So if I try and force it apart, it's going to explode and ruin the clothing. And this was the last pack of the Burt's Bees moisturizing cream from the Wholesale Ninjas lot. I believe this made 6 that I was able to sell. There was, did I say 6 or 8? I think I had received 8. 2 of them were spoiled, so there were 6 that were good to be sold. And this was the final set of 2, so that ended up working out just a bit. But still a bit salty over the whole purchase of the Wholesale Ninjas lot. Definitely won't do that again. It was very, very disappointing. I keep ranting about that, I suppose.